Okay, so this is just a big update video after the last little correction on Bitcoin. This is what I think is going to happen, I guess, and well, anything can really happen, but what we're going to do is try to not predict anything and try to prepare for each scenario if it plays out. So just on Bitcoin on the daily, in my last video, I was saying that after this correction, I'd really wanted to come back down to this sort of previous resistance over here, which then turned into support. So we had sort of like a big zone here. And we didn't quite get there, like the 44, 43,000 on Bitcoin. It's looking like we're still in sort of a range over here, pretty strong resistance up the top here at the 58 mark and a good support over here, but we just haven't really reached it yet. So you could draw things a bit differently. You can maybe draw like a trend line from over here up here, but nothing's looking that great. So my analysis on this is I still think that we need to come back down to at least 44K. If we go back onto the 4 hour, yeah, we can see like the resistance here is pretty strong at 58. It's struggling to break through. From this correction, if we take a Fibonacci on there from the high here and then we take it to the low of that whole thing that just happened, and we just zoom in a bit, what we can see is that it retraced from the high. It retraced about 50% of that whole move. That, in my opinion, looks like a dead cat bounce again, which is what we've seen before. And then sort of we've come back down again to continue the downtrend. So I'm not sure how far further the downtrend will continue, but I'd be looking around this area. So that means that a lot of other altcoins and stuff like that will fall as well at the same time. So that's just something to be mindful of. For me, like a really nice entry would be around this area. Having said that, let me just get rid of this one. It did go back up to this previous support level. So this 52,000 has been a decent support for the last sort of week or a couple of weeks. And so it went back up there. So that acted as a resistance and it got rejected. So let's see how we go. We got another support here at 48,000, which acted as support back here 23rd of April and again on the 25th of April. So we might hold this price level as well and see some more upside, but right now everything's kind of coming back. So after this big drop, we saw everything drop a shitload, had a bit of a retracement from there, from the low of that one back up here at 13%, and everything else sort of went up quite a bit from there. So I'll be monitoring the situation in this price point, not really getting into anything too heavy. If I'm going to play anything, it'll be sort of short term. So if we go to my biggest holding, XRP. So what we've seen with that, from my previous analysis on this one, so what happened was we broke this sort of descending triangle here, and I took a measurement from the top of this to the support level over here. So that was like if we drew a triangle, it would literally look like that. And the measurement of that from where it broke up was the measurement of the next move upwards. So that was around this $2.30 mark. This is in Aussie, by the way, XRP versus AUD. And around about this $2.10 mark is where I wanted to take out some profits. I took a quarter of my holdings in XRP out, and my idea was that I wanted to buy back in at a support level, which was at this $1.50 mark. So that was my plan. And then what happened was it went down a bit, but not enough for me to buy back in. Anyway, while it was going back up, I kind of got scared and I thought it was going to go to the moon. So go back up to the price I sold at, and I just bought back in that quarter that I sold. Anyway, after that, it ended up falling again, almost 30% to pretty much the $1.50 mark, which is what the previous analysis was. And it would have been a really good trade. I could have locked in some good profit there, but I didn't follow my own plan and I got scared. But anyway, that's all right as well. I didn't lose any money on that, I guess, but I just didn't make any. And now that's a long term holding for me. So I wasn't really going to trade it anyway. But that just goes to show if you're going to buy something or sell something, you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a reason for buying it or selling it and targets and reasons for those targets. So XRP right now $1.68 Aussie. It is looking like a good buy. We're in a support zone. It's a long-term holder for me. I've got high price targets for it, like up around $5 to $10 Aussie. So it's not a bad price if you did want to buy and if you haven't got any XRP. For me to buy more, it'd have to drop to closer to $1, which is the previous resistance zone. So around this 82 cent to $1. That's probably where I'd be looking to buy in again to add to my holdings. But I've already got quite a bit in there, so not really that keen to put so much more in. XLM had a nice move up. We've got there's a nice support level here at 54,000 active resistance over here, and now hopefully we'll active support. We've also got the 200 SMA active support around the 55 mark. So this is not bad for a buy. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts dropping a bit more, this is probably the zone that you'd want to have a buy in, and maybe start scaling in. So because the market's so choppy at the moment, if you are going to buy anything, like a buy. So let's say you want to buy a grand worth of something, break it up into either thirds or halves so that you can scale in, scale out, because this is a good buy point. However, if it keeps dropping, you can either, like one thing you can do is sell it at a small loss and then buy back in cheaper at this next support, or you can scale in. So you buy a bit there, it drops a bit more, you buy a little bit more there, and then hopefully we get a bounce from there. I can't see these things rolling back too much. Even if Bitcoin goes to about 44,000, which is what I was thinking, I don't think it'll go past this sort of level, which is like another 18 or 20% from where it is now. So just keep that one in mind. What else have we got? Litecoin's looking kind of good. It broke the previous all-time highs at around $300, which is around this area. And then we faked out of it, then we got rejected, and now we've broken out again quite nicely. So from that previous point, up about 30%, and now we're coming back to retest the all-time highs. This is actually a really good time to buy because we've got the 200 SMA there as well at around 290. I really like Litecoin for a buy here. And as you can see with previous cryptos, once they break their previous all-time high, they usually go on a big run. So we can have a look at Ethereum for an example on that. And we look at the daily on Ethereum. So the previous all-time high on Ethereum was 1800. So once we broke 1800, it struggled to get there, got up to it, got rejected again, finally broke above, made a new all-time high, got rejected again, came back to test the previous all-time high. This is from the 2017. That's how long this all-time high stood for. And then went on a really big run after that. So that's what I'm expecting to happen with Litecoin. Probably double from its previous all-time high, which is what we're at now. So Ethereum, looking a bit late to the party. We have a bit of a pullback. This area is not a bad time at around the, what's this, 3,500. That looks like a nice time to buy if you were going to. However, a lot of the move is kind of over. I'm not sure how much further Ethereum can go. Price targets are around like 10,000, which is what everyone's saying. But in terms of risk to reward, it has more downside, I would say. So if you're holding Ethereum, like I'm going to keep holding it too. But probably not the time to buy on that one. What else have we got? Reef. Reef is still in this range. Had a huge day, maybe a few days ago, where bounced off a beautiful support level there and went up like 60% in one day. From that, it's got rejected, so it looks like another fake out of the resistance level, which it's done a couple of times now. So faked out. A lot of people had bought there, thinking it's finally broken out of the resistance. Got fucked over because it just came back straight down to the support again. So we've got this sort of this trend channel, this range here from, let's say 50, whatever that is, 50 to 25, which is a pretty big zone. Like if you get at the wrong time, if you get at the top to the bottom is like 40%. So that's quite a bit there. So this last run from the last touch of the support zone to the end is almost like a double. So we're coming kind of closer to the support again. I don't mind getting it around this 200 SMA. This is a really nice price. So around 38 to 34 is a really good zone as well. So I might scale. This is one I might scale into. So depending on what Bitcoin does, if it comes back to 44K, then I've already got a buy order in at 28. I might scale in with another position here at 34, let's say 35. There, just in case it doesn't actually come down there. I still want to be in Reef because that's got a lot of good things and a decent price target on it. Another one that I'm in, Dent, that's been fucking me over pretty badly. I think I bought in around here at around 100, and we're at 64 right now. We do have good support here at around the 35 mark, but this thing has had a huge run. It's up over 1,000% from just March this year. So it's cooling off a bit. I don't know much about this crypto. This would be more of a swing trade, trying to get back up into this area. We could keep going higher, but this would be one to monitor. Like it's not. I don't know if I'd long term hold it. I'd just try and make try and double your money, get it back up to here, and buying at a nice support. Around the 64 is not a bad spot, and maybe scale in again at 35. Cardano. This has a lot of people like this crypto. So this broke out of pretty much is in this range for like 2 months, just in between $1 and $1.40. Kept on going back and forth. Obviously, the last time it dipped into it was a great time to buy. Finally broke through. We had a massive jump from the bottom there, straight up about 90%. And what I'm looking for is for it to retest this previous resistance. It hasn't retested it yet after it broke through. So I really want to see that one come back to this $1.40. I've got a buy in there. And if it goes a bit lower, I think Cardano has a lot of people watching it. Price target's about $5. So this is one you can get in at these kind of areas. If you get, a little bit here, a little bit around here, you're probably not going to lose out there. This also has a 200 SMA intersecting with this previous resistance will be turned support. So I have a strong feeling we're gonna hit that. So definitely look into putting in some buy orders around the 140 mark on Cardano. Another one, which is Decentraland. That's in this range again. A lot of these big ones are in ranges after they've broken out. Like they've been on an uptrend for quite a while, going from 13 cents just this year. It was even at 9 cents, and then all the way up to $1.60 at one point, like last week. So it's looking like it might keep in this range for a bit. It's already broken below the 200 SMA. Actually, no, this is the 50 SMA, this is 200. So it's already broken below the 50, so that's a pretty bearish sign. I would say the next point would be at this $1 mark. I'm going to put an order in at $1. If I can grab it there, and hopefully the next time it shoots up, it'll smash through the resistance, and it should be some good gains there. So a buy price on this is about $1 for Decentraland, which is the code is MANA, M-A-N-A. Another one, SafePal. They do this crypto wallet which you carry with you. It's offline. It's a pretty good place to store your crypto. So people are liking that wallet. So this is the crypto behind that technology. Again, in a bit of a range. It's a pretty new crypto too. So it had a big spike up, sort of formed a base over here, and then we've just been in this range for a while. But it's a pretty big range, as in from the lows over here to here, it's like, yeah, 120%. So looking at a nice buy price actually over here. Really good support down here. Hasn't really come below that since it launched. Yeah, around the $1.90, even might throw in a buy at $1.80 on this one. And then let's see if it can move up from there. But yeah, look, we don't want to be buying shit when it's on a big run. Like that's usually the time where you can lose money. If you thought this was breaking out of the resistance and you thought you'd buy up here, from there to where it is now, you're down like 50%, half your cash is gone. And to go back up from that, 50% you've lost, but to go back up to where it was before, it's 100% gain. So that's just what it would happen if you were to hold through all the losses. You'd have to gain 100% just to gain back the 50% that you lost. So just keep that in mind with holding. If you're going to buy into anything that's volatile, which is pretty much all cryptos, you want to have sort of like a set stop loss there. Like if I was to buy in over here and the price is to drop much further than here, I'd be wanting to sell it because I'm not sure how much lower it can go. And you can always buy back in again. So if I was to buy around here, I'd probably put a stop loss at about 10%. If it goes past 10%, I'll cop that loss, and then we'll see what happens. If it goes lower, I try to make a new support level and buy in there. And you can also, whatever money you were going to spend on that, you could buy more units and obviously get more gains once it goes up. Another one that I've been looking at is TLM. Took 2 trades on them in the past week. One was up here. We were kind of holding this trend line going up, and it came back to retest it, or so I thought. So I bought in about 50 cents. Ended up falling back on me. So my plan with that one was I wanted to get a 50% gain up to here, and I was willing to take a 10% loss below the support zone. But when I saw it was rolling back, I felt that it was pretty weak and I wasn't really vibing with the crypto anymore. So I ended up taking a 4% loss and sold it out like 48 cents. And then I identified that this 38 mark was a good support over here, act as a resistance, broke through. And now I assumed that because it was support, resistance, it will be support again. And that ended up being true here. So I bought in another bag at 38. Went for a small little run here, 15%. I didn't take my profits. And then that's when Bitcoin went up again. So over the past 2 days, Bitcoin's taken a big dump, retraced 50% of the dump, and with everything else went up with it. And now it's coming back down again. So this has also gone down. So I just sold that out at break even because I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Looking like maybe another support level here at 29. However, if we start to make moves up, I will buy back in again at 38 on this one, TLM. BZX protocol. This is fucking messy. What do we got here? Big support down here at 45 cents. I've got a buy order in at around 60. Like around this sort of mark here, which has been a resistance, support, and now support again. So if we're coming down, I would assume that we're either going to touch this or this trend line here. So if I zoom out a bit, we've got a big boy trend line here. It's been following this for a long time, since Jan. Touched it numerous times over here again, and now we're coming back down to it. So that's sort of where I'm keeping my buy orders. And again, I'd probably keep a tight stop on that one. So looking to buy in at around, 61 cents. And then if it breaks below this support over here, we've got 10% stop loss. I'd be looking to get out of there, and then it could come down even further to this 40 mark. But this is a nice crypto. It's on a nice uptrend, just having a bit of correction. So this is not a bad time to buy that one either, coinciding with this support line. What else have we got here? For the rest of them, I guess we can look at Doge, everyone's favorite fucking crypto there. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Yeah, not a bad time to buy. Obviously, we saw what happened with Elon coming on, or like the pump before Elon Musk came on Saturday Night Live. Big drop down there, little retracement, and then another dip down again. I think this was another dead cat bounce. Let me just have a look on the fibs. So if we take from the high to that previous low, and then look, so straight after that big drop down, retraced 50%, had a couple of weeks above, and then continued the downtrend. And then we came back up again to test this previous support, which was over here and over here, turned into resistance. Let me remove that. This is a nice support here at 52, but obviously now it's turned into resistance. And it hit it really nicely there. And then Bitcoin obviously took a dump, and this went with it. And we're back to the major support, which was a big resistance here at 40 cents. So actually, even mine might get a bit of Doge. I wasn't really going to touch it, but I do like the price right now. And then we've also got the added thing of the 200 SMA coming up here at about 34 cents. So for me, for Doge though, I'm not going to fucking hold it. If this shit drops any further, I like to keep like a 10% stop loss as my sort of max. And if I can't keep that, like if it doesn't make sense to keep it, then I'm not going to buy it. So we have a little bit of support up here at the 32 mark with this 200 SMA. Not a bad price to buy at 40 cents. What else have we got? Ava. This is a travel company. You can buy travel, you can pay for travel using crypto. This is up massively though from the start of the year. I mean, it was up in Jan at like 70 cents, and now we're freaking like, it got up to $6. So up quite a bit, but we are at a really nice support over here. Just been kind of dicking around here for a while. So $5, it's holding it. If something really bad happens and shit drops quite a lot, I'd be looking at around this $3.50 mark. However, I don't mind getting it around the support zone. I've drawn a line there, but it's actually a zone. You'd probably say it from like $5 to $4.60 is the zone of support there. Looking like a nice buy. Not sure how much more it has in the tank to get up there, but from this area to get back up to previous all-time highs is about 30%. And not sure how much it has left in the bull run. What else have we got? That's pretty much it that I'm looking at the moment. Another one's VeChain actually that a lot of people are into. Obviously had a huge run. I'm just highlighting the fact that these have had big runs just to highlight that a lot of the gains have already been had. Like people who bought down here, they don't give a fuck about it dicking around this level. They're already up like thousands of percent. So you buying after it's already gone up a couple of %, it's not looking great for you. And like I'm in the same boat too. Like I didn't get on the crypto game that early. So you just got to be careful with that and not think that it's going to go up another 1,000% after it's already gone up so much. So as long as you're aware of that, you should be all right. And what are we at? 17 cents, almost 18 cents right now. However, we are kind of at the support area, but this is a really strong support. But we've got the 200 SMA intersecting there, bounced off it, but now it's broken pretty harshly below it. And I feel like it's coming back to retest the SMA as resistance, along with this resistance zone here. So I see a lot more downside in VeChain. Unless, it could obviously just fucking spike back up randomly. but risk to reward wise and probability wise, I feel like there's more downside. And if it was to come back to maybe 12 cents, another 30% down, that would be a better support level, which acts as support over here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else? 10A there, roof. Yeah, so just be careful. Depends on what happens with Bitcoin, obviously. If this just starts to run again, everything else will go up too. We've had a few go up without Bitcoin, like Cardano went up 15% today, CHR went up 35%. So there's a few will go up a bit more. I'm trying to find some new cryptos that are just getting up to the all-time highs, so we can try and play those ones as they break it. But Bitcoin's kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, so just going to keep an eye on that one. Definitely looking for it to come further down here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But if like the few that I mentioned, they're at good support levels, it doesn't hurt to jump in with a little bit, and we might see some spikes coming up.